Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Did you think you'll get rid of me that easy? Didn't think so. I'm still here, and I'm still watching. Um, I took a wee break, a wee step back for a while, just to observe um, what people were saying about my moon observations. Not much back, what I expected. A lot of attacks, a lot of idiots just running around, running their mouths with no proof, no evidence, nothing. Flat Earth has turned into a total shitfest. Other top brass people have went a bit quiet, but it reminds me of Terminator 2 when T-1000 gets frozen in the liquid nitrogen and Arnie shoots him and it explodes into tiny wee pieces. And it felt like that's what happened to Flat Earth. Boom, fucking exploded into tiny wee pieces. But then the heat melted all the little parts, and all the little parts joined in their own little areas. These little parts joined up in the little puddles. Eventually, the big puddles join together and turns back into the monster. So I've noticed a lot of tribalism lately. People wanting to belong to a group, even when presented with observable evidence, they want to be part of the group. I've seen Poncho Pete turn aggressive, turn into a bully. He's just an outright clown. Poncho Pete is the biggest clown in Flat Earth, and he'll show you the certificate to prove it. He's the biggest clown in Flat Earth. He's probably the thickest as well. He's so stupid, the guy. He sits through with all these different slides talking about. One of the funniest ones was the two telephone poles with a wire hanging in between the poles, and he said something like, "Is if the Earth wasn't flat, why is the wire hanging? Did he expect the wire to be going up in a curve? If it was a ball or something?" The guy is just a complete idiot. Poncho Pete, if you're watching, or if you hear this, you're an utter, complete idiot. Freeman, a mere like lazy twat that can't be bothered to pay his rent or pay his way in life. Back in the days, if you had a society, a village, if there was someone not pulling their weight in that society, they soon get kicked out the door. And these kind of people like Poncho Pete, the free man movement, the free man, they think they're so free. No one's free. So I've been taking more heat off of Poncho Pete. If you go to his channel and look at his videos, he's got these stupid memes, and he targets me, Tim Osman, and JLB. JLB's practically non-existent. And Poncho's got this thing with JLB, and he's got this thing with Tim, and he's got this thing with me. And like I said, guys, it started with me when I was in chat, and they just all turned on me at once, blocked me from the chat, started taking the piss at me in a video. So Tim Osman sniped the hangout. It was I was happy. Any of you would be happy if you were sitting in that chat getting the abuse that Poncho Pete was giving out for no reason at all. Just because I was in the chat, just because my presence was there, he started abusing me. I didn't do anything to deserve it. Then Timmy came in and shut the hangout down. That was nothing to do with me. And he thinks he's built this story in his mind where he's kicked me or blocked me. Then suddenly I'm on the phone to Tim Osman, and Tim Osman turns up. He's created all this in his mind. He's a paranoid freak. He's so paranoid, Poncho Pete, now, he's blocking everyone. Real flat earthers coming into the chat saying, "Hi guys, what's happening?" That's Tim Osman, block. And it's happening with quite a lot of them. And there's a lot of paranoia ripping through flat earth right now. Why? The truth's the truth. Why are you so paranoid? You're paranoid something's going to be discovered. You paranoid someone's going to present some evidence. What's all the paranoia, Poncho? You're such a clown, mate. You need to grow up. You're like the spoiled little kid at the back of the class. Nah. Nah. He does this thing, this. He's a fucking retard. What a retard. The guy is the biggest retard, and everyone sits there. And it's funny, you get these women sitting on this Poncho clown chan. These women, and they've got avatars like they could try and pass themselves off as like 20-year-old. Then when you see them on the screen, there's these old hags, these old new age hags sitting there talking about frequencies, and God's sake, grow up. I must be the youngest person in this scene. And I'm in my early 30s. It's pathetic. You people are pathetic. You're all grown-up adults acting like little kids. So Poncho Pete was a clown that's been doing his clownish antics as usual. Martin, he was freaking out. He was not happy with my moon observations. He tried to debunk me using a milk bottle lid and as a muffle. He just made a pure arse of himself, as usual. But what do you expect from Martin? So he was freaking out. And he got on the phone, I think, to Nathan Oakley. And they had a little meet-up, and Martin came back a different person. It was like he walked into a room like this person and came out a different person. It was like a transformation like that. He's a vegan now. He's a vegan, and he's trying to give you the guilt trip about veganism. What a joke these people are. It was only a couple of weeks ago he was sitting munching a Cornish pasty saying how much he loves meat and would never give it up. These people are walking contradictions. They're a joke. They're a joke. Poncho's a joke. Vince, his little Dutch sidekick that can hardly string a sentence together. That Vince guy, he's a programmer. What do you do, Vince? What do you give the flat earth? Poncho and Vince, the two biggest clowns in flat earth. I swear to God. You might as well just dress like clowns. You've probably got the suit there and the shoes to match. Twisting balloons, that's probably all you're good at, Poncho. Poncho, you try to be funny, right? I'm probably funnier than you, and I don't even have to try, and I'm funnier than you, Poncho. You're trying to be charming, and Poncho, I could be charming without even trying, better than you. You try and make these videos with these fucking heats with a shitty program, and you repeat them on your hangouts like they're good. You singing at the bottom of the corner with shitty blue screen behind you, the crappiest production of any video. You might as well just don't do that. Just make a video like Vancouver. Just sit there and speak and then end it. You don't have to apply your shitty editing because it's the worst, some of the worst I've seen on YouTube. Poncho Pete's editing. It's terrible. Like you can't even have like a superimposed troll head over a person. You see it floating into the screen. It's like that. And then he's laughing all the way through it. He's that guy is pathetic. And what's he sitting? Is that a quilt behind him? Is that his main wall? Where is he, in a tent? I wouldn't be surprised if he's sitting on Vince's couch. They two clowns, man, total clowns. So there's been a big breakup in Flat Earth, if you've not noticed. Martin got the bass guitar because in Free Chan Light, everyone was getting along, and fair enough, they weren't always talking about Flat Earth, but everyone was getting along. They were playing music. They were having their disagreements and whatever, but it was cordial. Like everyone got along with each other. But now it's splitting up into bits, and people are scared to disagree with Pete in case they get blocked or thrown away. And you've got these idiots, YouTube and John Watson, these twats in the chat, just blocking anybody that says anything to do with the globe. So they're being really aggressive about this. And I heard Poncho Pete saying, if new people are looking for Flat Earth, they'll put in Flat Earth and find me sitting here. Is that what Flat Earth wants? If anybody cared about Flat Earth, all the Flat Earthers would gang up and get rid of Poncho Pete, because he's destroying the movement, your so-called movement. And if he's not destroying it, he's slowing it down. Poncho's pathetic. He's pathetic. And he's got this thing with me, Tim. I think he wants to be us. Like I said, I'm funnier. I can make better videos. I can probably pull better women. And I'm not, like I said, I don't want to blow my own trumpet. But this is when you know someone's jealousy, because you sort of you can just tell when you're just better than someone and they've got this thing against you. So Poncho Pete is just jealous that me, Timmy, and John LeBon are younger, better looking, more intelligent, can make better videos without even trying than the guy. Just a total clown. Certified clown. Anyway, I had Chris Rock. Give him his due. Give him his due. He was the only flat earther to try and challenge my moon observations. But what did he do? He pulled out some 2D diagram out his ass and talked for 2 minutes, expecting that to be the end of it. Well, tonight, guys, I'm going to be looking at Chris's video. I'm going to show you how it's wrong and how he practically debunks flat earth himself with his own diagrams, or he's misrepresenting what I'm seeing. But Chris is totally wrong. He pushes the chemtrail stuff too. So he's lost. He's lost. I like Chris, but he's I said to anybody, any flat earther, if they could approach me with their own observations that they've taken themselves with other people to contradict my moon observations with other people, we could have got a discussion going. They could say, here's my photos, here's my video footage, here's our evidence. It looks like it's flat. From what we've looked at, it looks like it's flat. And I would have said, well, me, Marvin, Mr. B, Jan, Justin, we've collected stuff and it looks like it's spherical from our perspectives. And we could have got a proper discussion going. But no, they come along with their YouTube videos by Dr. Zach and these Russian vids and idiots like that that have got no integrity. They've got no... They're idiots. They're idiots. I'm just sick of listening to all this shit. There's not one person actually, there's not one proper truth channel that I listen to. There's no one. I'm my own truth channel. I'm my own walking truth channel for myself. Because I can't find it on the YouTube. So anyway, there was Vince, there was Chris, there was Martin turning vegan. And I had to stop communicating to a couple of people. And I know you're there, Validation Boy, and you're going to be creaming in your pants because I mentioned your name, Validation Boy. But Validation Boy, he sent me an email. A very nasty email accusing me he's sending his email around to cyber criminals. He accused me he's sending his email to cyber criminals just out of the blue. Just accused me. And he had a big surprise when I started giving him it tight. Told him to piss off. Who does he think he is to accuse me? And people don't like that. People don't know that I can do that. People think I'm emotionally invested in them. These people think I'm emotionally invested. I can drop you like a fucker. I'll drop you like that. Validation Boy, I'll drop you like that. And like I said, Validation Boy, I knew it was going to happen because I leave little traps. That's why Nathan Oakley doesn't like me, because I leave little traps, and they're harmless little traps, but they are little traps. I've done it to Laurie in the past, and she never bit because she's mature. What I do is when I'm building up a friendship, a relationship with somebody, and it's just the same at work. I do it in the real life. You can get discussions, you can have your disagreements, you can find out each other's passions, and along the lines, you can sort of question those passions and say, why do you like that? Because it's not my passion, so I wonder why you like it, and you can question these things, and sometimes you can mock them, like football teams, like my mate at work. Like I could mock his football team and they won't get all aggressive and angry because it's just a football game and it's subjective. It's 22 guys kicking a leather ball about a field. It is silly. So if anyone gets angry about someone offending their football team, to me, they're not maturely developed in the brain for any type of discussion. Never mind flat earth or science or anything like that. If somebody can't take a little dig at one of their passions or sins, like everyone's got their little sins, like maybe watch movies or play video games or watch wrestling. And this is where I laid the trap for Validation Boy, and he bit. I didn't want him to bite. Because I thought better of Validation Boy, but he bit. And what he got annoyed about is that I said to Tim that flat earth is like WWE. It's like, it's scripted, it's fake, but people love the entertainment. People know it's fake. People know there's two big guys in that ring and they're not really hitting each other. They're pretending to fight. So you've got a stadium fully full-grown men and adults, some kids, but the majority of the crowd are full-grown men sitting, watching two men in a ring pretend to beat each other up. And I used to like wrestling when I was a kid, but as you grow up, you grow out of these sort of things. And I used to think to myself, how could I sit and watch, like, I still hear, like, Mrs. Dad likes the wrestling and stuff like that. I still don't understand how, when you do know it's all fake, how you can still sit and enjoy it. But anyway, that doesn't matter because it's entertainment. So anyway, more to the point. I was saying to Tim Osmond how wrestling was like flat earth, it's fake, and there's a lot of actors in it, and everyone knows it's a big act, but they like the drama, they like the action, they like the... And Validation Boy took offence to that. He took offence to that. He even said that, the wrestling... And he bit it. He bit the bait. I didn't want him to. With Laurie, I mentioned jazz, because I know she likes jazz. So I says, one of my hangouts, I said, jazz. But you know what? Laurie didn't bite. She probably said something like, jazz is my friend, blah, blah. But she didn't bite. She didn't get all offensive and on the offensive. I do that. I leave little, and it's like, I do it with my mates in my real work, like I have a wee jab. And when you can do that to somebody, when you can take the mickey out of something like wrestling or football, and they're cool with it, you know you've got a good relationship with that person. You know you've got an understanding. And your conversations can go further than wrestling. It could go to the world. It could go to philosophy. How are we here? Things like that. But if you get offended by somebody slagging off or taking the mickey out of wrestling, football, computer games, you need to go back to the drawing board with your brain. Honestly. So Validation Boy took the hump. Accused me of all sorts. Told him to beat the gaff. Beat the gaff means get to take a run and jump. Validation Boy. You're not accusing me stuff. No accusing me stuff. And I'm, like I said, I'm not invested in you. Didn't care. And Laurie, just me and Laurie, I just feel that we shouldn't communicate because Laurie's got a wide range of friends in Flat Earth. And these friends are part of the groups that I was talking about. Like the main Flat Earth top brass, they've split up into little groups. You see Nathan Oakley over at certain groups, you wouldn't normally see him, and you see they're all sort of divided up. But you see there's this one particular group, and it involves Laurie. The Ohio, Conspiracy Mystic, Jazz, Rory McFizz, Thunderhawk, Little Bird, Jay's Dreamers, all this little clique, and they all talk about the ether and the meat bags and the just pure subjective drivel at the end of the day. Especially like Conspiracy Mystic, she's just a driveler. So you notice there's this tribalism forming, and they're forming their own little tribes. I don't want to be any part of that at all, to be honest with you. But I've had to cut connections with Validation Boy, Laurie Gale, and even Glenn after his tirade or videos he made against me and stuff like that. Glenn from Flat Earth Vancouver, I'm just not sure about you anymore, man. The only person that's not giving me shit is Tim Osmond, and he's gave everyone else shit. Why is that? This is another thing you notice, guys, and I think it's because I show my face. This is why I'm getting targeted. How many people have tried to present their own observations of the moon supporting the globe and showing their face and try to tell flat earthers, globers, concavers, just putting themselves out there trying to tell you? How many are doing that? Like, fair enough, you got Jem Panda and these people talking, Red Rhetoric talking. No one ever shows their faces. Am I the only guy that shows their face? You've got that math, was it Flat Earth Math? But he's a sympathizer. He's definitely a sympathizer. He's there to try and make it look like it's a wee bit balanced. But he always usually gets beaten down in conversations anyway. So It's all over the place right now. It's all over the place. So I just took some time out, guys. I was watching on the sidelines. I've been checking into PMAR's spectacles. They've been having hangouts. I'm not sure if they're just branched off from Free Chan and Free Chan's got something to do with that, and they're just pretending they're independent. I don't know. Because after Pete Chan, Clown Chan hijacked that channel, I don't know if Free Chan's trying to covertly break into little channels. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I've been checking out their channels. Good discussions. Cathexis, Tim, PMARs, all different people, Globers, Flat Earthers. They're all talking sense. They're all getting good discussions. You got to Clown Chan. They're just talking about. It's so immature that the words he use. Minge. It's a joke. Total joke, guys. Anyway, hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. Like I said, I took a week off. I'm back at college again. This is the start of the semester after Christmas and New Year, so I'm back in there. I'm getting my new projects. I went to a gallery, the Kelvin Hall in Glasgow, so I was quite near Delph from the Beyond the Curve. I was close. I was that side of the country. I was in the Kelvin Hall checking out the paintings, and I seen a Salvador Dali painting. It's called the Christ of St. John painting. It's like a big crucifix looking over the world. It looks like an Independence Day spaceship or something looking over the world, like drifting over the world. Amazing painting. It's about 9 foot tall. Got photos and stuff. I might show you. 80 million. 80 million pound it's worth. And I'm standing that much away from it. You just think if you fell, put your arms through or something like that, just 80 million quid. Unbelievable money. So I went to a gallery, getting back into college, chilling out, watching a few things on YouTube, watching the destruction of Flat Earth. I don't have to do anything. I can sit back for a week and watch Flat Earth destroy each other. Got people like the Ohio shouting out me for I don't know why. But anyway, I'm going to move on to Chris Rock's video and some other stuff. I might even talk about the Trump inauguration, because I watched the Trump thing as well. Because all this hype about assassinations and that, I thought, well, if it does happen, I want to see it live. Or even if it's a fake assassination, I want to see this thing live. So, as you've noticed, guys, there's no moderation in chat. Just behave yourself. If I see any obscenities, I don't mind people arguing with each other. You can argue with each other all day long. You can call each other certain things like liars or folk. You can call, but keep it civil. Keep it civil. If you start resorting to crap, I'm just going to block you. I'm going to be the moderator. I'll just block you. I might unblock you for the next hangout. I might even unblock you for the next hangout. You might only be blocked for tonight. But I'm going to have a look at chat now. And if anyone's acting the fool, they'll just be ejected. Simple as that. Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a good night, and I've got plenty more to come. Right. Have a look. Right, we have Cheech, we have Pefferplaid, we have Chris Rock, we have Muzzbuzz, we have Delay Ohio, we have Laurie Gale, Timius, we have Tim Osman, we have David Quintana, we have Alien Addict, we have Void Mirror, Earth Sweetheart, we have Vancouver, BC in the house. Who else? Oh, Conspiracy Mystic. We have her. And this is another thing I laugh at, guys. This is how contradictory Flat Earth is. And it sums it up. How many times have you heard a Flat Earther saying about ballers, well, if you don't like our videos, if you don't like the content, why watch? Why are you watching? Why are you criticising? You want to be the critic. You want to do this, you want to do that. And they think that because you're there and you don't believe in the flat earth, you shouldn't be there. Well, why are they on the NASA videos? Why are they looking at NASA videos, spacewalks, this, that, and the next thing, criticizing their videos? It's the same thing. If they don't like the NASA videos, if they don't like all the satellite stuff, why do they keep watching that? The launches, and why do they keep watching that? Because they think it's wrong. So they're watching it to analyze it, to scrutinize it. And I'm doing the same with flat earth. I'm scrutinizing it because I think it's wrong. Not because I enjoy it, because I think it's wrong. Just like when a lot of flat earthers scrutinize all the other stuff. Well, you're getting scrutinized now. Anyway. Let's see. Flat Earth is dead, says Tim Osmond. Conspiracy Mystic. Excellent. See you there. Bye, everyone. Goodbye, Conspiracy. Good riddance. P. Mars, I'll host an open hangout after this, and you guys can all work out your differences like adults. Timmy, only Mormons and dogmatists left. That's right. Flat Earth is dead, says Vancouver. Quintana, YouTube sucks. Peckers all day. Air Sweetheart. Hey, Jay, I was told that you were asking about Jeff. Can I help you with any questions you have? Laura Gale, hi Eli, Ohio. Muzzbuzz, yes, FLST. F never got a chance. Right. Delise is in the house now, and the Rambler, Pete Shee, is now in the house. The guy that just rambles on about every conspiracy, even the most outrageous ones for the last 10 years. He'll say it all night. He'll just keep going and going and going. Pefferplatt, this lady that, like you see in our picture, you see this a lot in Flat Earth. They present themselves as young, attractive women, and when you see them in real life, you're like, "Is that it? Where's this avatar? I don't know what to speak to your mum. Anyway, she wanted to smash my head in, or take my head off, or rip my head off. These people are meant to be Christians. And she was in the chat going, I'm going to rip Jed's head off. I'm going to do this and do that. And she didn't know I was in the chat. And then when she got onto Jeff Stewart's hangout, she realized I was in the chat, and then she just froze. I'll wait for Robin Poe. These are a bunch of losers. I do like conspiracies, but I like conspiracies that actually make sense. Very astute observation, Gertrude. 5 red pears. Hello, Gertrude. Hello, 5 red pears. I like your work. The Highwayman. Pete Shea loves his golden showers. Alien Addict. I am new here, and I 100% think the Earth is round. Am I in the right place? You sure are, alien. You'll just find a lot of flat earthers here. Right, so we're going to move on to Chris Rock's upside down moon stuff. Okay, guys, this was a video Chris Rock made addressing me. So I'm using this under fair use and scrutiny and education. I don't expect to be copyrighted, Chris, so don't try, because I will fight you. And I will use the Fair Use Act to fight you with. Anyway, moving on. Chris, our friend Chris, our Christian, well, I thought it was Christian, but I heard Chris recently declare he's trying to celebrate Hanukkah instead of Christmas. Which, do you know what I mean? These are the people we're up against. I might talk about the whole fake Jew thing too. This whole Jew, the evil Jew. Everyone blame the Jews. I might talk about that. because I'm sick of hearing that as well. Right, so as you can see here, guys, Chris has made a diagram. It's nowhere near accurate for starters. What Chris has here is Marvin standing apparently in the south here, and me standing in the north here. And we could throw a ball to each other. Anyway, so supposedly I've got this angle and Marvin's got this angle. You can see with this orbit line that he obviously thinks the moon floats in between me and Marvin and in between the horizon, between this arch. He's created an arch. So at the top of the arch, he's got the moon. So Chris is trying to say that we would see the same moon anyway on a flat Earth. You can see here, it's hardly changed. Look, he's just straightened the line out on the arch. It's practically the same vision, the same view, but he's just straightened the line out. And that's a misrepresentation, a total misrepresentation of what I have shown. This isn't what I've shown. And I've already explained this, Chris. Right? Yes, you could stick a flat disc to the middle of your ceiling, like a moon, create a pattern on it, and you could see it upside down if you walked to the other side of the room. But what would happen is the moon would turn elliptical. It didn't matter where you stood, it would turn elliptical. And what Chris has shown here in this diagram, I'm seeing the moon from this angle, Marvin's seeing the moon from that angle, so we should be seeing two different faces of the moon. We should be seeing two different faces. Like, as I say, this is 2D. If we could spin this around so we could see the back of Marvin or the back of me, and he's got the shadow underneath. But when I see the crescent, just say I see the crescent and it's on the left-hand side, the shadow. Well, Marvin would see the shadow on the right-hand side. So we wouldn't see this, Chris. We wouldn't see this. This is a misrepresentation of what we're seeing, Chris. And like I said, if you think the moon travels like this, Chris, that means we'd see the moon from all different angles. That means we see the back side of the moon. We'd see the dark side of the moon. We'd see different parts of the moon all over the world. But we don't. We see the same face, Chris. See, he's got Jed's left as Marvin's right. Jed's right as Marvin's left. He's got the shadow underneath. This is a misrepresentation. If he put the shadow on the left-hand side or the right, but like I said, this is what me and Marvin see. It's inverted. It's inverted. You can see these three craters here are on the other side on this moon, where I see it, on my moon, the craters on the other side, and they're flipped upside down. So the craters are on the other side of the moon, and they're flipped upside down. What he's shown here is this is not what we'd see, Chris. This isn't possible. Like I said, when I was When I was seeing the shadow on the left-hand side, during this moon observation, guys, I was seeing the shadow on the left-hand side, okay? Marvin in Australia was seeing the shadow on the right-hand side. What Chris is showing here would see the shadow the same. Chris is showing what Chris is showing. Me and Marvin would see the same shadow, but we don't. We don't see the same shadow, and we don't see the same. We see different. We see the same face. We don't see different. If Marvin was seeing the moon from that angle and I was seeing the moon from that angle, we'd see different craters, but we don't. We don't see different faces. We see the exact same face. Like I said, this is what Marvin could see during the supermoon in 2016, and this is what I seen during the supermoon in 2016. It's not this, Chris. He goes on to like, oh yeah, Jed, by the way, chemtrails are real. And this is how he says it works. The moon's above our heads, spinning around. Chris. Is this the best you could do? In fact, it's a 3-minute, 53-second video, and you only got to 2 minutes. You thought you could debunk my observations in 2 minutes with a shit, lame attempt to mislead people, Chris. You're misleading people. Why are you trying to mislead people, Chris? This is intellectually dishonest to everybody you know. And you put this out like it's a debunk. It's pathetic. And like I said, guys, if you stick a ball to the middle of your room, in the middle of your room on the ceiling, just stick it on the ceiling. Get a plasticine ball and stick it right in the middle. I've done the same. And if you get one light source aimed at that ball in the ceiling and stands where you can see a crescent, right, to recreate the same crescent on the other side, you'd have to walk over the other side of the room. You would see the shadow on the other side, like what Marvin would see in Australia, but the face would be completely different. The face would be completely different, and that's not what we see, Chris. We see the same face. And when Marvin sees the shadow on the right-hand side in Australia, I see the shadow on the left, Chris. And when Marvin sees a full moon, I see it upside down and inverted, Chris. I don't see this, Chris. And I don't see this, Chris. So, Chris, unless, and like I need to kind of stress this now, unless you can provide your own videos, your own photographs, your own evidence, collaborate with someone else on another part of the world. Bring your evidence together and bring it to the table, Chris, please. Stop bringing two-dimensional, shitty diagrams that deceive people because they can't visualize stuff. I'm sick of it, Chris. What is your agenda? So this is what Poncho Pete's degraded to. He made up a little story. It's on this video here. But he blatantly lies. He sits and lies to Migmag about why he's doing this. And this is the crap he's putting up with me. And everyone's feeling sorry for Martin, let's feel sorry for them. People, you're putting your emotions in the wrong place. You are, guys. These people are utter idiots. And people that can't, do you know what? I'll read some of the comments. I'll read some of the comments to Chris's video, okay? You can get a good judge from the comments. Joy4118. Way to nip this, malignant pro-globe cancer in the bud. TY. That's another good one, bro. Thanks. Richard Clark. You are right, Chris. I repeatedly asked Jed how this disproves FE since it happened. Richard, you ask a lot of stuff, but you don't do anything. You've got no videos, you've got no content, you don't speak on hangouts. You're a nobody, Chris. So at the end of the day, your opinion doesn't really matter. Okay? That's why I'm actually speaking to Chris right now, because he at least tried. People like Richard Clark are just a waste of time. They're just trolls. Just idiots. Jeff Stewart, I thought this was covered 2 years ago. They go in circles, bro. Next up, snipers. Lol. Good one. It is sad that you have to draw pictures, though. Very depressing now. Thanks. They really didn't say that, did they? That's a joke, right? The upside down moon proves a globe. Wow. Groundhog's Day. BS psyop. Script. Bullshit. Regurgitated garbage. All over again and again. Dude, it's almost predictable anymore. Dude, it's almost predictable anymore. You can just tell sometimes with the grammar with some people. Yeah, it was brought up and solved a long time ago, but I was asked to prove it. So you didn't prove anything but the ability to have a bad argument, says Timmy. I proved exactly what I set out to prove. That Jed's upside down moon argument was not proof against RFE. Zern Music. Great, Christian. Great. Good video, nice and simple, says Nathan Oakley. Simple, aye, it was simple. Simple to debunk. Diane Disraeli. Exactly. Thanks, love your chemtrails song. Flat Earth and other hot potatoes. Excellent. Thank you, Master Potato. Mark Harris. I've followed Jed for a while. The only thing he's skipped about is FE. He doesn't really question all anomalies for a globe Earth. After him saying the moon travels from west to east in a hangout a week ago or so, I had to unsub him. He's just a distracting sideshow for FEers. Okay, guys. This was another thing that a lot of people didn't understand with the moon. And I didn't understand it either, guys. I was guilty of not understanding the moon. I understood the movement of it in my hemisphere, but I didn't understand the movement of it in the southern hemisphere. And like we see, guys, it's all the other way around. It's all back to front, upside down, inverted. When we see the phases in the northern hemisphere going like this, in the southern hemisphere, it's the opposite and upside down. Okay, guys, so in the northern hemisphere, clockwise, the moon is seen in the south. East, where the sun and moon rises, is to the left, and west, sunset and moonset, is on the right. In the northern hemisphere, the apparent movement of the sun and the moon is from left to right throughout the hours. Okay, guys, this is what I see. I see the sun rise in the east and set in the west. I see the moon taking a similar path and moving across the sky in a similar path to the sun. And in the southern hemisphere, it's anti-clockwise. The moon is seen in the north. Facing the moon, the east is on the right and the west is on the left. The sun and the moon seem to move across the sky from right to left. Okay? So, like I said, I've got observations from all over the world, and Mr. B was a brilliant contributor to this. I was really needing Australian stuff or Southern Hemisphere stuff, and this guy pulled it out of the bag. Time-lapse photography, amazing. So guys, this is the moon. This is the moon in Australia. As you can see, it's rising up and it's moving from right to left. People in the northern hemisphere will see this opposite. So I've got people unsubbing me because of the facts. Obviously, I've made a video of this, so it's me pausing it, but you can see the moon moves from right to left. Crazy, eh? So, I don't know, guys. I don't know how much I have to stress all this for people to understand it. So Mark Harris, he's dropped out because he doesn't want to understand the facts, which is fair enough. Denying chemtrails, that one got me. Flat Earth, Pefferplat. Chris, me too. Ah! Thanks for the video, Chris. Thanks for watching, Laurie. Well, Chris, I have to say, looking at your presentation, you're right. Ha ha! Damn, law, what a conundrum. The creator's one tricky SOB. So even muscle car rock lover, this is all you need is a 2D diagram and people are convinced. I can offer muscle car rock lover evidence all week for a couple of weeks of the first months of January, the first weeks of January, the moon phases, show him evidence of the movements, the phases, and evidence from the southern hemisphere, and he can agree with me, and Chris can pull this crap at his butt, and suddenly he's converted. I'm going to have to change my YouTube name. Everyone gets it wrong, Vince. Cool. Chris Rock, yes, you're correct. I hung a paper plate from the worked up roof with the number 9 on it, and it read upside down on both Earth models. I then painted a ball, half black, half white. What is that? Is that meant to be shadow? Is the black part meant to be shadow, muscle car? When Jed is viewing the front of the moon is in Scotland on the flat Earth model at the exact same time. Oh. Like I said, you can read the rest, but it's just painful. Flat Earth Hub. This is somebody else that was trolling me. He said that I had an Illuminati avatar because I was showing one eye. I told him if he actually looked, you can see both my eyes. I think the picture's a bit small for him. Maybe he's got bad eyesight or something. But this is an idiot, Flat Earth Hub. He just mirrors other people's videos and adds a fancy title to it. Just an idiot. Great video. It was obvious to us, but Jed had a mental block to understand the simple truth. Thanks, brother. Oh, here's Pefferplat again. Thank you, and thank you. Jed's right. Is Marvin's left. And the opposite. Isn't that romantic? Oh, I like the chemtrail song too. Thank you. Eli Ohio, you're correct. This works on both models. Thanks for the video. And poor the Eli Ohio. The guy is sat and watched the moon for a whole year with really expensive equipment and he still can't figure it out. I pity the fool. I pity the fool. GJW45. Oh, this is funny. Your diagram has shown that you could not make it work. In your diagram, both would see the same face of the moon. Watch Jed and Marvin's videos again. The craters on the moon change orientation. Nice try. But back to the drawing board, my friend. Put the moon around to the correct orientation as observed in their videos and try again. Distance and size are not in question here, just a bogus upside down proof claim. And do you know what? I was here earlier and that guy that made that comment. Look, 81 comments. How many can we see, guys? How many is that? About 30. Because I've seen lots of people debunking it, saying, well done, you just debunked your model by yourself, Chris. That's another good one, bro. Thanks. Let's see. He's deleted all the ones he doesn't like. Look, I'll leave your comment up for an hour or so and then remove it. The only part I was ever in disagreement was with Jed's claim that an upside down moon. See, this is Chris deleting comments. Deleting comments because he knows he's wrong. Chris, stop lying. And do you know what, Chris? You've now proved to me you're just like everybody else. Just a dogmatist. Just a dogmatist. And I think with all your guitar stuff, you're just looking for a bit of fame as well. So Chris, your crap video is debunked. And we've got idiots like Russian Vid. And like I said, this is fair use. But he pushes this azimuthal map. This is Russian Vids.
It appears to rise at the east at this point here in California. And it appears to go down at approximately this point. Okay? You never, of course, you live in California, you never see the sun.
You never see the sun. He is another idiot, obviously. And big truthers like Russian Vids, who has thousands of subs, is pushing this map. And we've already shown, guys, these tropics here. Like the tropics. If the sun travelled round in circles, and same with the moon, if the moon travelled round in circles, everybody on the earth would have a different view of the moon. But we don't. We have the same view of the moon, the same face. The only thing that's different is it's flipped upside down in the southern hemisphere. And if you're on the equator, it's not flipped upside down or the other way around, it's on its side. If I can see a crescent in Scotland and Marvin can see a crescent in Australia, if you usually go to the Middle East, it'll be like a U shape. It'll be like a U, the moon, the crescent. So, it's all just junk. Like I said, people need to learn about the moon. Okay? Understand this, guys? Is this coming nice and clear to your skulls? Is it coming through nice and clear? Are you listening, Validation Boy? I just got an email. I'll be back in 2 seconds. So guys, I just got an email saying that they saw Chris's video earlier and there was at least 20 debunk comments, people debunking his video in the comments, and he's deleted them all. He's intellectually dishonest. Chris Rock, you are a liar and you're being intellectually dishonest. You're pushing fear through chemtrails and you're trying to convert people into Judaism at the same time. You're a weird mixture. You're a weird sort of bundle of treats, Chris Rock. And I heard you debating somebody on, it was either Spectacle, I think it was Spectacles, and you pull strawman arguments out. You're talking about ecliptical stars when the person you were debating wasn't prepared. You start talking about the zodiac and you couldn't even name one star in the ecliptical in the zodiac. I was looking at one of those stars. It was the Eye of Taurus. It was called Aldebaran. It was an old North star. And the ecliptical kind of proves the globe. If you look really deeply into the ecliptical stars, and how you can see certain ones and why you can't see other ones, because the sun's on that side, the earth's on the other side of the sun. So you can't see certain stars at certain times of the year. But like Tim Osmond said, maybe if there was an eclipse, maybe these stars would reappear. The stars that's usually blocked by the sunlight. So all these people can get lost, really, at the end of the day. Like I said, I'm cutting ties with all these people because they just hold me down. They hold me down from the truth. They hold me back from the truth. They just want to circle jerk each other in their little tribe. Aye, so Martin converts to veganism, eh? And he got all butthurt because of my moon observations. It's just a joke. Just a joke. And like I said, I've named all the people. I'm going to have a look at chat, see who's all in. There's 50 people watching. Let's see. Oh, it's J39 is. Here's another person, guys. J39. You might see him in the chat. Check his videos out. And you know what? I remember the guy now. I remember this guy when he done a video showing his face. He was in a wee balloon. He was asking Bob stuff, but he's really good. But I can remember him with a hangout he had, or an interview with Nathan Oakley. And I think Jay was called Fake Spaceman in Space. Is that right, Jay? Am I right there? Are you the same guy, Fake Spaceman in Space? Because if you are, I remember you from the beginning. Nearly. Not the beginning, but a long time ago. You're one of the first dudes I hear speak it. We'll have a look at chat. Conspiracy Mystic still lurking about. And like I said, guys, I don't mind people keeping it civil. You can insult each other, even to a civil level, insulting each other. But when you start calling each other pedophiles, stuff like that, obscene, disgusting stuff, you're going to get kicked. I'm sorry. And like I said, maybe you'll get back in, but Mr. B is in the chat. Glad to see you, man. Robert Forrest. The mop on is just Jed Smokescreen. Let's talk about orbital mechanics. Aye, let's talk about orbital mechanics. If you want to talk about orbital mechanics, guys, fair enough. But here's a question for flat earthers, okay? There's a comet called Honda. I think it's coming in soon, I think. And there's other meteor showers we see. We can actually predict meteor showers, guys. Did you know that? Did you people know that we can predict meteor showers? I did. I've known this for a while, but I never ever thought about it with flat Earth, really. Or I just ignored it because I had cognitive dissonance. But meteors can't work on a flat Earth because meteors would have to mean the Earth is in an orbit. Because meteor showers is the Earth moving into the path, the debris of a meteor flying past. So we get the bits and pieces flying into the atmosphere, and they can predict them, guys. They can predict meteor showers. So how's that? How do you explain that on the flat Earth? Meteor showers. I'd love to see a model. I'd love to see a model this year. That would be excellent. So Mr. B's here, Timmy's still here, J39 is here, Gem Panda. Vancouver's still here, Angel Raven 444 is here. You have changed. Jed, you're acting like a prick, dude. Getting a big head. No, I'm not getting a big head. I'm just getting sick and tired of the patter and the tribalism. I'm getting sick and tired of it, guys. I'm getting sick and tired. And like I said, I've done my own observations. I've waited a week. I've went away to do stuff. I've went back to my life. I've actually been having nice early nights. I feel brilliant. I feel rejuvenated. And I've been looking around, looking at my comments from my videos. There's nothing. Nothing. There's not one flat earther that can present anything that contradicts my observations at all. Nothing. So get a grip, guys. Get a grip. So Trump never got assassinated, eh? What do you think about that, people? Oh, Trumpy boy getting in there. And his speech. That was some speech. I think there was a lot of hidden stuff in that speech. I think, but he was always going to be destined to be president because he's a Hebrew. And this is what I've been saying about this whole Jew thing, this Jew lie, this thing that they keep trying to blame the Jews for everything. If you ruled the world, would you put your face in all the top companies? Would you put your face in all the top banks? Would you put your people in all these top things? If Jews were running the world, if I was running the world, I wouldn't put all my people running everything. I would hire people to run things, run the banks, run the movie industries, I would employ them. I wouldn't put my face out there. So I think all of these so-called Jews aren't Jews. They're Hebrews. And Donald Trump is a Hebrew. Donald Trump is a Hebrew. He's descended from Germans, and his mum was a Scot. And this is what you need to understand, guys. And it's in the Bible. Like I said, I'm not a Bible believer, but I think the Bible is like a guidebook for the powers that be, the nations, the chosen nations to rule this world from the four corners. And it says it in the Bible. The chosen people will rule the world from the four corners. I don't see Jews ruling the world from the four corners. And people can say that, oh, Bible this, Bible that, what a lot of crap. But why is Israel there? Why does Israel exist? Why does Israel exist? Why does the Queen rule over Britain? Because she thinks she's the line of King David. Why does Israel exist? Because it's in the Bible. There's got to be somewhere to go for when the tribes unite. And Trump is part of these tribes. And it's not just Jews. It's not Jews. It's not the Jews that everyone keeps saying it's the Jews. It's no. They're like Celtic, European Hebrews. There's a difference. You'll find like a lot of the American presidents were like this race. And it's connected with Ireland, Scotland, the Celtic peoples, and English as well. But not all English, Scots, Irish, and European countries are descended apparently from these Hebrews. But a large majority of them are. And the Queen, like I said, she rules over Britain because she thinks she's descended off a King David and Solomon and all these Jewish kings. That's why she rules over us. And it's not because we voted for it, it's because it's bloodline. And it's the same with the other European countries, Spain, Belgium, Norway, they've also got the European European families, but they're just not as strong because I don't think the other European countries, although they are Hebrews, they're not the chosen Hebrews, which I think is America and Britain. America and Britain are the chosen tribe. There is other tribes. Russia, there's a funny one. I think the Russians could be similar, but I think they could be this is all speculation. Like I said, everything I've just said here is speculation, but this is the pattern I'm seeing. I don't see Jews ruling over everyone. And I think the Russians could be like the Esau side. You had Jacob and you had Esau. The red side, red, Ruski, Russia, Rus means red, Russia. So I think they could be like the Edomites that you hear about in the Bible. Still Jewy, Hebrew type people, but I think that's what these Europeans were. They were like Celts. They merged with the Middle East, bred a wee bit with them, formed their own culture practically. Probably came back, spreading it back to the West. It probably started in the West, spread to the Middle East, and came back again. Because these religions, like Christianity, Judaism, they're started by the white man. All the characters in the books are red-haired white dudes. You could say they're Jews or whatever, but this is what I'm saying. They're not Jews. They're not Jews. This whole Jew thing is getting pushed. And it's getting pushed the way the Nazis pushed it. And I do think there was a lot of stories and a lot of misconceptions about the war and what happened, but there was obviously a big loss of life on both sides. Everyone, you can't just ignore something like this because a lot of people died. The facts are hard to get hold of, that's the thing. But I think and it discredits any truth channel. I think as soon as you start talking about the Jews this, the Jews that you can just throw that truth channel out the window. If they've got an agenda against the Jews, like Eric Dubay, like even Jeranism talks about Jews and stuff like that, it's not. It's not. These aren't the. It isn't these Jews. It's Hebrews. It's Celts. It's Celtic Europeans. You notice in Hollywood, you'll see like Jewish-looking actors or known Jewish people, and if they don't marry into another Jew, they'll marry a Celt, like an Irish person or a Scottish or descended. You notice this pattern. For some reason, the Celts and the people with McClellan or the people with Irish or Scottish descent, it's all right for us to breed with the so-called Jews, the Ashkenazis or whatever. But there's all different types. There isn't just one Jew. You could be a Jew. If you're from European descent, you might have Jew in you, or Hebrew. Depends what tribe you apparently came from. But like I said, this is all speculation. This is all in the Bible. But Israel exists. So the Bible's not lying when they say they want this. And these two world wars, these were created to create Israel. These two, the First World War and the Second World War, were manifested to create that state of Israel because of the Bible. Just like when Scotland and England were united, that was prophesied in the Bible already. And that's why Scotland will never get its independence, because the tribes are now united. United tribes of Jacob, United Jack, United Kingdom. Jack, United Jack. Why Jack? Jacob. Why do Scots get called jocks? Jacob. The Jacobean Revolution in Scotland. Jacob. So if you look far enough in history and you see, even in the Scottish Declaration of Independence, they even state in the Scottish Declaration of Independence where our kings were they were from the tribes, the lost tribes. It says it in one of our oldest documents. If you start piecing things together, and the Gaelic language, like especially the Welsh Gaelic, is quite similar to Hebrew, the Hebrew language. So you've got that connection. The red hair, the gingerness, the Celts, the Jews, they've all got this, and the red hair gene's a rare gene. So it's quite easy to pin it down. So you need to look at all these other aspects of the whole Jew thing. And then you start to realize that it isn't Jews that run the world. It's us. We run the world. We run the four corners of the world. South Africa, Australia, America, Britain, Canada. And it said in the Bible, these countries would rule, and Israel. There you go. And I think even the potato famine, even when they wanted these tribes spread around the world, the powers that be, the European families, they're thinking to themselves, right, the Bible says that our people should be spread to the four corners. How do we get them across the four corners? Because if we ask them, they're not going to move to the other side of the world. Back in the days, you jumped on a ship, there's a good chance you'd die from disease if you tried to travel the Atlantic. It's months and months and months traveling. So these people aren't just going to jump on a boat and go to America or go to Australia. They're going to have to create something. So they started creating petty laws. So if you got caught stealing a chicken, you got sent away to Australia, or you got sent away to America. They had the Highland clearances in Scotland. In the Highlands, there was whole communities everywhere in the Highlands. They got cleared away, gone. That was only 100 years ago, just over 100 years ago. Cleared away, gone, for sheep. And where did these people go? To America. The Irish potato famine as well. It's like they create ways for people to move. And it's not because they want to destroy them or get rid of them. They actually wanted to spread them to the four corners to fulfill the Bible stuff. So whether you believe in the Bible or no, these powers that be, the Queen thinks she's ruled by like the bloody King David, all this stuff, it's deep. It's deep, and it's nothing to do with the Jews that we think are Jews. It's all to do with the European families, the European class, the lost tribes that these people think they're descended from. And the American politicians, that's just royalty with suits on. You've got George Bush, who's the Queen's 13th cousin. And then you've got John Kerry and Obama's cousin, and John McCain and Cheney and all these other connections. They're all related. They're all related. And they're all related to King George. If you go back far enough, I think even McCain says he's related to Robert the Bruce, the King of Scotland. So, and these are the people ruling the world, ruling these countries. So this Jew thing is a lot of crap. You need to put more time and effort into what this is really all about, this Jew thing. And if the big truthers, if I can see this, just a guy sitting in his flat, if I can research all this connection with the Celts, the Hebrews, the lost tribes, and why these wars are happening, even the wars in the Middle East right now, look at the Bible. The First, Second World War, the Bible. The potato famine, the everything's linked to it. And the future, if we can figure it out, if we don't take it so literally, maybe we can figure out what's going to happen next. Maybe this is why they're pushing homosexuality and these other things. Maybe this is to fulfill. Because they say in the Bible that after the Exodus, the tribes who split away will forget their ancestry. They'll forget who they were once a time ago. But then there'll be a big awakening. And everybody will come together. The tribes will reunite in Israel. And apparently, that's the fucking end of times. So, is that the next step? And what was it? Homosexuality. There's 3 things that need to be fulfilled. And I think there's already 2 of them ticked. And I think it's just beastie, like child stuff. I think as soon as that goes, that's it. That's it. Like, society's dropped to the lowest level we probably can. We've probably devolved as far back as we can. And the people that don't fall for all this, maybe this is a big test. Maybe the flat earth, everything out there is a big test to see who's deserving. To see who's spared when the shit does hit the fan. I don't know what they're up to. Don't know what's next. But that's my view on the whole Jew thing. It's a lot deeper, and if I was to do actually videos on it, it would take me hours and hours and hours and hours. I've done a couple of videos in the past linking the Celts and the Hebrews and the lost tribes, but this is one of the reasons why I think 9/11 happened. It's all linked. 9/11, the world wars, everything. The wars in the Middle East, Iraq, everything all comes down to it. And this is why America has had to make all these, like the Lusitania, Pearl Harbor, 9/11. They have to be involved because they're one of the main players in the Bible. I think they're meant to be Messiah or something. It's one of the tribes, Maesa, or I don't know. I'm not sure who America are, but they are from the tribe of Joseph, and apparently so is Britain. So this is why I think what we see in the world is happening. I think, and like I said, you could call the Bible bullshit all day long if you want, but when I look in the Bible and I see certain things and you look at the real world, you can make connections, easily make connections. Anyway, guys, hope you're having a good night. Going to check the chat, see who's still here, listening to me drivel on. I'll be getting called a Jew now. More Giles in the chat. He's on his sofa. He's going to be on the Poncho. All right, I'm not sure if that's a Morgile. That's probably Tim Osman. I'm going to be on the Poncho show soon for 6 months straight. Gem Panda, evening all. Cool. You don't know my face and yet you act like you do. You're on effing crack. Get hooked on phonics instead. It'll be better for you, says Conspiracy Mystic. P. Mars, I'm just going to get drunk and ban people who are arseholes. The Mogul Jed is demonstrably wrong. Did my wife croak yet? I'm not sure. Jay, unless that was a fake account. Okay, meth mouth. Uncle May, yeah man, I love the 2 people on the other side of the world worked together and learned about this stuff and shared it. Normally people usually offer testimonies the best. Thanks, Uncle May. And that's a good point. That's what we're doing. I wish more people could see. That's what me and Marvin and Mr. B and Justin were doing. And it was fun. Actually, after that, it kind of put a nail in the coffin with Flat Earth for me. And if what I was showing my friends that were in it as well, if they couldn't see that, it's a waste of time. Total waste of time. Hello, Jeremy. Welcome. Honda 45p. David Quintana. Magwai. Simulation theory is where it's at, says Jed. Rob S. Jed, you're acting like a prick. All right. Aye. That was an old comment. Just Scottish traitors sold out Scotland. Such classy women. I know. Conspiracy mystic. She speaks like a teenage boy. Like, it's quite disgusting, actually. Since Camillo, I'm enjoying the stream very much. Very entertaining. Thank you very much. Go you meth mouth. Vancouver, I think Laurie should change her picture to what she really looks like. Timaeus, what in the hell are you two going on about anyway? Even Miss that got a real picture up there. Yeah, you own a house and a business, but he has paint, says Laurie Gill. Musical rock lover. Read my other comments, Jed. The 2D model worked fine, only I went against Chris. He was tricky using 2D graphics, i.e. a flat moon. Void Mirror, she really looks that way though. John Watson, do you know what bucka pies means, Jed? Bucka pies. I think that's a Geordie term. Is it no like bucka? Like, oh, that's pucka. Is that pucka? I don't know, man. What does bucka pies mean? LMAO, Cheech, lol. John Watson, lol, buck. David Quintana, it means your dad, Watson. Welcome to the chat, Watson. Just behave yourself, pal, or you'll be ejected, okay? Conspiracy mystic. She speaks like an honest person who has had enough of the stupid, ignorant BS that falls under the mouths of these moronic men. Oh. Conspiracy mystic. Give it a rest. Okay, guys, I'm going to have a wee coffee break. A wee 5-minute interlude. I'll put some music on. And we might have a few more topics to talk about when I come back. Who knows? Hello guys, I'm back. Just made myself a nice brew, nice coffee. Because you have to drink coffee to keep up with all this crap. Had to have a wee break for the coffee and get some sleep, but I'm ready to go again, guys. I'm ready to go. If you idiots think you can stop me, got another thing coming, guys. You got another thing coming. If you think you can make me go away by disowning me, friendship-wise, I don't care. I don't care. I think that was a shock to Validation Boy when he accused me of something and I just jumped on him and I says, get the fuck. I'm not interested. Go away. Kind of the same with Laurie, and if they can't see my perspective, and if they can talk about me in other chats, I've seen them all talking about me in other chats. They lie Ohio. They lie Ohio. I had respect for you, man, and you've acted like a big kid as well. So you've got these other tribes, and they're just as guilty as the top brass nowadays. They are. So I don't want anything to do with these people anymore. They can linger about my chat if they want. But if they don't want to see observable evidence, so they can go away. Because I've got more to come, guys, and it's not just going to stop at the moon. Is it hell? I was thinking about doing maybe some long exposure photography with the stars and see if I could do the same with someone else in Australia. And that'll be another series, guys. That'll be another series, and you can go back after you see the light. You can come back and watch them and go, "Oh, that's what Jed was meaning," without looking at those stupid 2D diagrams and use fall for that shit. I use that simple-minded that a 2D diagram can debunk my observations and Marvin's observations. I use that thick. Idiots. Anyway, like I said, there's been a lot of good stuff coming out. Antonio's trying to bring out something to do with the sun, but like I said, guys, you can't have a sun circling. It doesn't work in the tropics. It's silly, it's stupid. The sun would have to go up and down, and if it did go up and down, it would have to shrink and get bigger, like severely. So, and they keep pulling this character out, Dr. Zach. Dr. Zach. Have you heard Dr. Zach's new thing? Have you heard Dr. Zach? Dr. Zach who? Hubbard. 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 Where's that name familiar? Hubbard. Anyway, Dr. Zach Hubbard. Who calls anybody Dr. Zach, their first name? So I've heard this name getting thrown around quite a lot, and Sly Sparkane. I don't know if you've seen this guy, but he's debunked them in so many levels. This guy uses like proper diagrams and everything, and he still can't get through their thick skulls. So we'd avoid this crap, this Dr. Zach. Avoid Poncho Clown Chan, because all he'll do is bully you and to believe in the way he wants you to believe. And that's to think like a total clown. Really, a total clown, a real clown. He wants you to actually go around with a red nose on without people laughing at you. A validation boy. You fell for it, man. You fell for the bait. I wish. This is why Nathan Oakley stopped talking to me as well, because he knows I do these sort of things, and he sees it as evil and manipulative and stuff like that. But I don't. I do it. I do it in day-to-day life. Like, I antagonize people and they get a reaction. Sometimes you can get a good laugh at it. Sometimes you can have a good bit of fun about it. But when it turns serious and people getting offended, that's when it gets silly. And this is when you know that that relationship should just probably stop, because they're not on the same wavelength if they take insult to wrestling and stuff like that. But I was disappointed, VB, but no surprise, because that's how flat earthers think. Like, even when they know something's fake, like wrestling, they'll continue to watch it and support it and put their time and energy into it. Even when it's two big men going, okay, I watch UFC, and fair enough, the fights get rigged, but only to the point where someone's fighting somebody they shouldn't be fighting, and it totally becomes outclassed, and the person gets their face smashed, and it's terrible. And everybody in the UFC probably knew that was going to happen. They've used that person as a stepping stone, and they want them to get knocked out and stuff like that. But the thing is, you do see punches connecting, you see noses getting broken, you see people getting severely beaten up. There's a guy called Chris Cyborg. He was fighting a couple of months ago. He got a knee to the head, and the x-rays, the guy's head's caved in. Totally. So UFC's pretty real. Although there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that's maybe corrupt, it's real contact sport. But wrestling, slam the foot down, punching, and I laugh at full-grown men who watch that shit. I laugh at them. But if they can laugh at themselves watching it, hey, good on them. But if you say, hey, that wrestling's crap, it's just fake, and if they get offended by it, well, they've bit the bait. They've got a childish mentality. So how can you ever discuss anything like flat earth without getting a childish response from them? Because it goes against their belief. It goes against something that they enjoy. I'm a football supporter. UFC. I like sports. Someone started slagging me. So it's just a team. It's just whatever. You've got your opinion. I've got mine. I wouldn't take it to a childlike level like Validation Boy did. So Validation Boy said something quite horrible about Tim Osmond's brother. So I'm not surprised if Tim Osmond is trolling him. If you see something about someone's deceased relatives, expect to get trolled. That's your own fault, man. You brung that on yourself. Don't blame me for handing out emails. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's got your email, buddy. So I look around your little tribe that's now forming around you. And I noticed, Validation Boy, you like to reach out to people like Nathan Oakley and all that. You're such a weasel. Validation Boy, I thought you were cool. But you're just a weasel like the rest. Weasel Boy. I'm going to have a look at chat. Hey, let's see what's happening. The lie Ohio, every video Meth Mouth makes will say something dumb as well. So this is what they resort to, ganging up. This is first-hand proof, guys, the tribe. And you can see all the tribe members. Conspiracy Mystics still there, she just won't go away. The lie Ohio, Laurie Gale. It's that same tribe. And they all stick together. And the other tribe members they'll just not be talking. Listen, look at the way Conspiracy Mystic types. And this is meant to be a woman, by the way. She talks like a wee laddie. A wee little boy that doesn't know how to like speak. J39, they are all weasels. You're right, J39. Like I say, guys, check out J39's channel. This guy I think he used to be fake spaceman in space, Jamie. I think he used to be a flat earth sympathizer, but he probably found the same evidence. That's what happens when smart people start digging into this. They find evidence that contradicts it, and they realize that the flat earth is bullshit. But stupid people can't see that. They just keep themselves blinded. Jay was one of the guys that dragged himself out of it, and it's a rare thing. Flat Earth Freedom with Jay Preferplat. What do you like, Jed? Why do you care? Conspiracy Mystic, don't treat me like anything. Shut your little meth mouth. Take name out of your little meth mouth and crawl back into your little effing hole. FABC. You are Laurie, are you our leader? Lol, Con Mystic. You not acting like a lady I seen talking on camera. I would hardly say that was a lady as well. She looks like she lives in a shed as well. What is it with sheds and these people? What's with the chipboard? The lack of light and the appearance of some people. Why do some people think it's okay to look like shit and go on camera? How is it okay for some people to try and give advice about toothpaste and homemade toothpaste when it looks like they have false teeth? How can people that are disabled practically moan about the governments? Why do people in Britain moan about NASA? I heard Nathan Oakley and a couple of his goons sitting around in a circle, and it's NASA this, NASA this, and they were all British. Same way Dell from Beyond the Curve. They're all British and they're sitting moaning about NASA. And they're British. The idiots can't even put their mind to the fact that it's a European space agency that does our stuff. And because it's European, it's so big, I think it's taken out of the science department, the money or whatever. I don't think it even comes out the public's pocket here in Britain. So we've got all these people, British people, moaning about NASA. We've got all these British people moaning about Trump. We've got all these and see if Britain actually looked at themselves. They've not really got much to moan about, so they just choose another country to moan about. It's pathetic. British people are pathetic. I thought Nathan Oakley, I've got to be honest, see when I seen Nathan Oakley for the first time, I thought, if Flat Earth is going to get anywhere, it'll probably be through that guy. Because imagine Poncho Pete going up to your local MP. Ah! The Earth's flat! And they're all tosses! And look at my balloon! But Nathan Oakley would have been more intelligent, more articulate. He would have... I can visualise Nathan Oakley standing there with an MP, with a camera team around him. And I thought, by the way, this guy could be the one to take this forward. But what did Nathan do? He started mingling with all the detritus, and he just got himself deeper and deeper and making himself look less and less credible till is where he is now, where he's not that same person that I looked at the beginning and thought he'd be a good face. Laurie Gale, Ched, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm perfect. I'm great, actually. It's a great feeling to get rid of all these Klingons. Cut them off. They're weighing me down. Dragging me down. I had to walk about with these people stuck to my arms. I was afraid to say anything because I offended them because I had little childlike brains that didn't like being offended over wrestling or over me saying that Jazz Sinclair talks pants and he has to fix his camera. He's been doing what? Jazz Sinclair's been doing videos for a year and he still has to fix his camera in the dark. Get a grip. Like I said, he doesn't do really any trolling, but he's like the seed, he's like the root. Jazz, he says something. All these little minions watch Jazz, like Conspiracy Mystic and Laurie and all the rest of them, and they parrot. It's like a parrot. It's like an echo chamber. Jazz says something and all the minions say something and it just fucking spreads like a disease and they're all off the same fucking hymn sheet. Idiots. And like I said, how many people come out against Flat Earth that show their face? I'm an easy target. People will target me, like Poncho and these clowns, Vince, that James guy, this old James guy. Nathan was like, oh, we need to have you on the show. I heard that James guy talking about he was talking about sticking his dick in Brian Cox's mouth and stuff like that. It's disgusting way to speak for an older gentleman. Nathan Oakley's like, we need to have you on the show, and so much knowledge. Nah, listen to him for more than fucking 10 minutes. The guy is an idiot. I think there is a Scientology connection to Flat Earth. I think there's a lot of sort of movements moving their way into Flat Earth Vancouver. Like Scientology, Mormonism, these saints, the new saints. And I think Catholicism, I've noticed there's a big, heavy Catholic contingency within the Flat Earth. Most are Jesuit or Catholic educated in the Flat Earth. You'll notice this. You'll notice a lot of Catholics. I think they could be one of the main players behind all of this. Everyone says the Jews, everyone says that, but Catholicism plays a big part in what's happening today. And I've noticed there is a lot of Catholics within Flat Earth. There's a lot of these really fundamental Christians as well that push, the Bible says Flat Earth, the Bible says Flat Earth, and that's their evidence. The Bible says Flat Earth. They didn't believe before, but because the Bible said Flat Earth, they believe now. And the thing is, right, when I look through the history, like Scotland and Britain and stuff like that, there seemed to be a stagnation in philosophy, sciences, medical, when the Catholics ruled Britain. When the Catholics were kind of chased out of Britain, that's when space, astrology, the sciences started to develop, education started to develop properly, because we weren't thinking creation all the time. We started actually looking at geology and looking at the land, and the guy from Edinburgh, I think it was Adams or Hutton, Adam Hutton. He was the guy that discovered the different layers, and it was from the volcano in my city, and he was the king of geology. And I heard tonight in Dell's Hangout, they want to do a big book burn. They want to get all the sphere, all the globe education and burn it in a pile. They want to get us back to scratch. They want to wipe our brains clean like little children and start telling us the Earth is flat. And they were saying in the chat, so what's next? How do we teach this in our schools? Oh my God, they're actually getting pretty aggressive for this shit. I was laughing. What was it? They're going to take to the streets. Dell, Ali, these kind of people are going to take to the streets. They can't even dress themselves properly. They're not people. They're not like people. I can't see them approaching people in the street and being that friendly or approachable. I've done it myself. I've went onto the streets, and I think I'm quite an approachable character. I can speak down at certain people's levels. I can be empathetic with people. I can listen to their point. I can engage with another human being on a human level. These people you see in Dell's Hangout, they can barely brush their hair. They can barely get an internet connection. They're talking about printing flyers. They couldn't print their name on a fucking document. Half of them. So they want to get to the streets, they say. They want to hit the streets. I know that Glenn, Flat Earth Vancouver, BC, he hit the streets, and he kind of regretted it because he put Flat Earth and other hot potatoes, Mark Sargent, he put other names on the leaflets. And now Vancouver regrets that he actually gave them out. He kind of handed out disinfo, and that's what Delanaut's going to do. They're going to hand out disinfo if they even get round to doing it. So they were saying, what's next? What's next? Exploration. And Persian Script, this guy, Persian Script, he's a potato sympathizer. He's in the chat going, it'll cost us 80 grand to get a snowbreaker to go to the Arctic or to the Antarctic. I'm not sure where he was meaning to go. So I think they're going to try and do a GoFundMe to try and get an icebreaker to go somewhere. And I hope they do. I hope they do. When I visualize it, I visualize Dell, Delay Ohio, Chris Rock, Nathan Oakley, all the characters putting on their life jackets, getting on the boat. And when I picture it, it's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest when Jack Nicholson takes them all out fishing on the boat. I can imagine them all standing there with their hooks and so the boat goes away. It goes away into the distance. It goes away over beyond the imaginary curve. And how are they going to get there? How are they going to navigate to where they want to go? Are they going to use the fake satellites? Are they going to use the fake GPS? Are they going to use a globe? Are they going to use globe navigation systems? I think they will. So to try and find wherever they're going, that's what they should do, right? Right, guys, right. If you're going to explore the Antarctic or the Arctic, please use one of your flat Earth maps to do it. Please. That'll be funny. That will be funny. Anyway, guys, it's coming up for 10 to 2. I think I've said most of what I'm going to say. I'm going to have a look at chat. John Twatson Cumteeth is in the house. Robert Forrest. Hypnagogic state. Chain smoking, not stressed out there, Jed. No, I'm enjoying myself, mate. I like to have a cigarette with my coffee, actually. They kind of go hand in hand. Dumbest thing I ever did was pass out flat earth flyers, says Vancouver. YouTube, I love Twatson. Oh, jeez. See, it's getting silly now. Gem Panda, low. Looks really don't matter. My wife got you 100,000% beat in class. Hilarious, ha. Eli Ohio. Anyone goes and passes out flat earth papers, well, they're simply a dumbass. Conspiracy mystic, what's with Jed's upside down triangle on his shill? Oh, it's called a label. It's called a design. It's what happens, conspiracy mystic, when you buy clothes and you don't make your own. Usually they're branded. I know you make your own clothes out of hemp and old rags lying around, but I actually buy branded clothes because people judge me in society. I have to present myself well to people. I do presentations in my college. I speak to people. I have to brush my teeth. I have to use some deodorant. I have to fit into the real world, conspiracy mystic. I don't live in the woods somewhere in a shed. Muzzbuzz, why Jed worry about these people? Who really hangs on to every word of anybody he mentions? True, you're true. That's true, Muzzbuzz. I'm just, I'm lowering myself, but I need to go this low sometimes just to get my point across. A lot of people have been irritating me lately, and I've been getting attacked. If people don't see this as a reaction to what's been thrown towards me, there's been so many videos made about me. Fanny Lancer made quite a good one, actually. I quite liked that one, but he's deleted it now. I don't know why he deleted that one. But I think Fanny Lancer shut down one of Poncho Pete's channels because Poncho Pete started accusing him of stuff, started getting paranoid. So what did Fanny Lancer do? He filed a copyright against Pete Chan because Fanny Lancer was playing decks one night, and I think he played decks for a few hours. So all that was his own music, and he just slammed him with a copyright strike, I think. And good on you, Fanny Lancer. If you're out there watching, good on you, mate. Aha, yeah, I make my clothes, LMAO, while you brag about sweatshop clothes made by 9-year-old Indonesian children. Prove that. Prove my top was made by an Indonesian child. P-Mars, attack! 444 the truth. Now we get some truth. Fanny is a man. I thought you muted him. Right. What else was I looking at? I think that's about it, guys. So I'll do one wee last screen share just to let everybody, because like I said, I seen that guy on Chris Rock's channel saying he had unsubbed me because he thought the moon, when I said the moon travels from east to west and west to east in different hemispheres, he was like, what? So he must have not understood this fact. But here's another wee look, guys. Just have a wee look and take it in. Just take a wee bit in. Come on. It's not going to hurt your brain, guys. Come on. Just don't watch wrestling for one night and just research. Do your own observations. Just forget about Hulk Hogan for one night. Stop having wet dreams over Ultimate Warrior and do some observational experiments. It's not hard, guys. And then if you want to come to me and present what you've got, we can have a discussion. I'll be only too willing to anybody that's going to do what me and Marvin done, present it towards us, and we can have a discussion. If all you can do is pull a Eric Debate or Mark Sargent video out your arse, there's no point even discussing anything. We've gone beyond that now, guys. We need to know this. We need to know we've gone beyond debating these videos. What we have to do now, guys, flat earthers and globers, we have to do what me and Marvin done and do our own observable evidence and come together to form some kind of reality, guys. And the thing is, I think you are scared to do it. You're scared to do it because you'll find out the truth. You just sweep it under the carpet. Like I said, guys, I'm not going anywhere. You think I'm going away, Poncho? You think I'm going away, mate? You've got another thing coming. You sit on that couch all day, screaming your squeaky little root head off. You swing about on chains in front of crap green screens. You think you're pretty important, but you're not. You're just an idiot. One of the biggest idiots that twist balloons. The reason why you twist balloons, Pete, because you're not good at anything else. A monkey can twist a balloon, Pete. A monkey. A monkey that you evolved from. So we've got that stuff there, guys, and then we can have a wee look. See, this is the kind of crap that Poncho degrades himself to. I've never once went on an attack on Poncho. And Poncho's got a cheek. I can remember Poncho. Poncho's been in this a while, right? And I remember, if you go and check out his channel, let's see his channel, Poncho Pete. Remember his first hangout? It was where wee laddie. It was where wee boy. His first hangout was where wee boy. I'm not sure if he's still got the video up. But this is the kind of crap that Poncho likes to produce. It's all just garbage. Just total crude garbage at that as well. Just crude. This is him here, dressed as a clown. He likes to talk about clowns and do obscene things. This is disgusting as well. He's just obscene, the guy. Just an idiot. Look at him. And he sits here in front. He sings songs that didn't even go with the tune. He sings along it. He writes lyrics that don't even go along with the tune. He's such an idiot. I'm trying to find his but look. He's deleted it. But his first, it might still be here, but his first hangout was with a wee laddie. A wee laddie. He's deleted it because he knows he'll get it tight. But it was the same wee, look, big gay teddy bears. Look, who calls our hangout this? Look. Oh, there it is there. Poncho Pete's first Flat Earth hangout. See this Calab Templeman? He's 13-year-old. He's 13-year-old. This was Poncho Pete's first hangout. It was with a 13-year-old little boy. This is how pathetic he is. Because do you know what? Poncho Pete, this wee laddie here's probably got more brains than Poncho Pete. He's probably on another intellectual level than Poncho Pete. But like you see here, guys, it's just garbage. It's utter garbage. He's got none of his own work at all. It's just all this shitty. This is all done with this render thing. It's just a shitty program that does this shit for you. He can't even keyframe. He can't animate. He's just an idiot. Him and Vince at Poncho Chan, and they're bullying people. They're blocking people. They're creating their own little tribe over there of aggressive flat earthers. You've got the New Age tribe that involves Conspiracy Mystic, Tomahawk, Jazz, all these losers. You've got the sort of mix mashy top brass that are all over the place right now. But like I said, I think what's happened to Flat Earth right now is a bit like Terminator 2 when T-1000 gets frozen with the liquid nitrogen. It gets smashed to bits, blown up, but then all the wee bits melt and they all come together again. They melt into little tribes, little puddles, and then they just stick, and they'll all come back together again. And they'll try and push some kind of... They're pushing chemtrails hard right now, guys. And like I said, I've been through that psyop. I was in it for about 4 or 5 years of the chemtrail psyop. I believed them at first, but I had to go through it all. And same again, I couldn't find any evidence of spraying. I couldn't find any evidence of barium or strontium. I couldn't find any evidence of weather control. I could find evidence of clouds. That was about it. Clouds in the sky. So they're pushing chemtrails and all this garbage. It's just, and they're turning into little tribes. Anyway, avoid this guy. He's a creep. He's fat. He's ugly. He's not funny. He sits on a couch. He's probably got giant hemorrhoids. This guy they're probably hemorrhoids in his gut. He's probably tucked them up from his butt into his gut there. The guy's probably got hemorrhoids like a pile of grapes hanging from his butt because he's sat on it for so long. He's probably never done a day's work in his life. Look at him. How old is this guy? That's like a stupid wee lad. He's hanging off a chain. Anyway, that's enough of that clown. I just want to thank everybody that has supported me. Not the people that have supported me when it feels like it because I'm saying what they like to hear, and when I don't say what they like to hear, they stop supporting me. Laurie Gale. I want to thank all the people like Marvin Sands. Read his comments in my chat. His comments alone will convince you they are Snowflat. Just his comments. Because he says his comments are so concise that you'll pick all you need to know from his comments alone. That's it, guys. And I'll no delete them. Not like Chris Rock with his crappy diagrams trying to debunk my stuff. Chris, you need to lay off the and come back with some sensible stuff, mate. Anyway, J39, GEH39, check out his channel if you've not already. He's doing some really good stuff. Who else? Sly Sparkane. Antonio's struggling, and now him and Dr. Zach, you can imagine two people bending over for the same thing at the same time, bumping their heads together. Antonio and Dr. Zach, boom, and then Dr. Zach admitted he made a mistake, deleted his video. Antonio won't retract it. He keeps pushing it because, do you know what? He thinks flat earthers are so stupid that even if they make a video that's wrong, flat earthers won't tipple to it. They think you are that stupid. So he won't retract the video, even though it's been debunked. You can check out Sly Sparkane. He debunked it very, very easily. And it all goes to do with the tropics again and the sun spiraling around our head. It's ridiculous, guys. Come on. Star Gods, you've been brilliant, mate. I've been listening to everything you're saying. I like Star Gods. He gives you a totally different point of view. Don't always agree with him, but I just like his point of views, and I feel that Star Gods is honest. I do. I think his heart's in the right place. So whether he's right or wrong, I still think he's a good person. So I want to thank Star Gods for his support. I want to give the middle finger to the Lie Ohio, Chris Rock, Jay Pepperplat, Validation Boy. I won't give it to Laurie Gale because I respect her. Because although we don't see eye to eye, I don't agree with all this, I'm not going to give her the middle finger because I've got more respect than that. But Conspiracy Mystic, Jazz is Jazz Sinclair time. It's fucking whack. Get the fuck. I wish he'd get carjacked. Oh, that'd be so funny. Jazz Sinclair and is Jazz. Fucking someone's away with his car. Is the camera right? Is the camera right? Fucking Jazz in the background. And all these other new age ether loving meat bags, all this garbage. Oh, the dimensions, the vibrations, the ether, the crystals, the this, the that. Get to fuck. Get to fuck. All of yous. I'm sick of all of yous. I'm watching all of yous still. And just like you say, oh, if you didn't like what you're watching, didn't watch. Well, stop watching NASA and stop watching all the other programs that you're watching and criticising. And then maybe I'll stop criticising yous. All right? Anyway, have a good weekend, guys. And just thanks for everyone. Tim, I don't care what anyone says. Tim Osman, agree with what he was doing or not. He had his reasons, and I think they were legit. It was not like he was it's not like he was hurting anyone, and it wasn't like he was shutting down hangouts when there was some amazing conversation happening. Usually, when Tim went in on a hangout and shut it down, the hangout usually was going that way anyway. It was usually near the end anyway, and stuff like that. So I won't be too hard on Tim, guys. He's actually a nice guy. Same with JLB. So don't listen to this Poncho Pete creep. He's a creep. His first hangout was a wee bairn. You know what I mean? Some adult that is. Anyway, guys, have a good weekend. Take care. I'll see you next time because I ain't gone away.